Well, hello there. Brenda Bennett here, sugarfreemom.com. Welcome to my weekly live on Thursdays. I am doing 11 a.m. after a few comments that people would prefer morning than evening. And evening is harder. I have 3 kids and busy every night. So we are going to try to be regularly scheduled on Thursdays at 11 a.m. Eastern time. So hopefully you can join us. And if you can't, you can always watch the recording on the left side of the Facebook page. There's a tab that says videos. And then when you go in there, you can click on live videos, and all the videos that I've done are recorded there. So you can find them. I always like to start off with welcoming you and asking you to share where you are watching from. That always encourages me to see how far away you are. Welcome, welcome. Hi, Trish. Hi, Susan. Hi, Barbara from New Jersey. And leave any questions that you have as well. So today our topic is 3 reasons, there are many, but 3 reasons why you might be stalled if you are following keto. And this can apply to a low-carb diet as well. But before we start, I'm trying to grow my bangs. And so sorry if they're in my eyes. I'm trying to grow them out. I first off want to share with you that if you are new here, my blog, my website, sugarfreemom.com, I've been around since 2011, and I share sugar-free, keto, low-carb recipes the whole family will love. I have 3 picky kids and a picky husband, so they are family approved before I put them out there onto the website. And I've also written a cookbook, Naturally Keto. Thank you to everyone who's ordered it. This month, for a little while longer, I am giving away, let me show it. I am giving a free copy of this ebook, 28 Slow Cooker and Instant Pot Winter Recipes. If you just send me a copy of your receipt that you've purchased my Naturally Keto cookbook, or even if you write an Amazon review, I'd be happy to send this along to you and give you that for free. Just send me an email with a copy of your receipt or review to, whoops, that's not it. Here it is. naturallyketobook@gmail.com, and I'll send you this free ebook. All right, so let me hide that for now. Let's get started. I'll answer some questions. I do have a couple that were sent before these Facebook ones, and I will read those first from email. And if you are not subscribed to my email, you should be, because I sometimes have to change the time, and I always send the recording of this after the fact on Facebook and as well on YouTube. So I send that to my email subscribers, and you can do that on my website. All right, so let's see. Let me say hello. Hi, William from California, and Sonia from Puerto Rico, and Michelle from North Carolina, and Deb from Texas. Thanks, guys. Thanks for showing up and saying hello. All right, so today I have notes. I have my notes on my phone, so I'm going to get them, so I stick with it. All right, so let's first start off with what can be considered a stall. So I have hypothyroidism, and before I was diagnosed, I believe I was dealing with it since 2015, but wasn't officially diagnosed until 2018. And in that time, I dealt with 3 years of difficulty to maintaining my weight, even eating keto and being in nutritional ketosis. And so that was a big struggle, and I didn't know what was wrong. I had multiple symptoms besides weight gain. And like I said, I pursued an endocrinologist and finally sought help in 2018 when I realized there's something wrong. Oh gosh, I'm so sorry. I forgot to put away the email. Sorry, that was annoying. And so I've dealt with quite a few stalls, and a stall cannot be considered 1 week you don't lose weight. I'm talking stalling of at least 1 month where you do not lose anything, no matter what you've done. I went from net carbs to total carbs. I didn't see any weight loss. I had a calorie deficit. I didn't see any weight loss. I then started doing intermittent fasting. The only thing that worked for me, well, I'll share that in a minute, but that's one of my reasons why you might be stalled. But I had hypothyroid and didn't wasn't diagnosed. So I've been up and down, and even being in ketosis, maintaining my weight was a struggle before I got on medication for it. And so I would go a month or 2 or 3 with no weight loss, no matter what I did. And so I wouldn't consider you to be stalled if you told me that you didn't lose any weight in a week or 2. I would say it has to be a month or more before you can say that you're stalled. So that's number 1. All right. So the first reason, I mean, there's many reasons why we could be stalled, but the first reason, and a lot of people might disagree with this, and you can share if you do. If you're over 40, as I am, and you are not having a calorie deficit, then you will not lose weight on the ketogenic diet. It's just inevitable. It is what it is. I have yet to meet any woman over 40 that hasn't had to have a calorie deficit, that could just eat all the keto foods, not count, not track, and lose weight. That's my experience. That's often the questions I get when I get emails is, why am I not losing weight? I'm eating all the I'm in ketosis, I'm eating keto foods. So that's probably the biggest reason. And some people might not agree. Some people say you don't have to count calories at all. That's never been my experience. Even on getting my hypothyroid under control, with the medication that I needed to support my low thyroid, even that, in order to see weight loss, I still had to watch my calorie count, and the fat and the carbs and the protein. I had to watch it all. I had to track it all in order to see weight loss. Now, once I got on the proper dosage of medication, yes. Was it a little bit less effort? Yes, to lose the weight, because your thyroid is the biggest, your controller. It's your active hormone. Your T3 is your active hormone for metabolism. So if you have a problem with your thyroid, anything you do is going to be very, very difficult to lose weight. So I would say if you are struggling to lose weight on keto, you have to produce a calorie deficit. You cannot eat as many calories. Thanks, Babs said, reconsider the calorie deficit theory for most people. Glad to hear that your approach worked for you. Yeah, it may not work for everybody, but, and I would say as well, if you have 100 pounds to lose, if you have 50 pounds to lose, you may just be able to eat keto, count your carbs, and lose weight. But if you only have 10 or 15 pounds or under 20 pounds to lose, a calorie deficit is needed. How many of you have gone onto a weight loss, a website to get a macro calculator, and you punch in your height and you punch in your current weight and the weight that you want to be? It will produce a number for you. And some calorie calculators, some macro calories calculators, keto calculators, are going to be different depending on the source. The ones that I felt were best for me, ruledme.com was one of them, and Craig Emmerich's site, ketoadapted.com. Those I felt were most accurate, and that's where those calculations helped me lose weight prior to finding out about my hypothyroid. All right, so the next thing that I believe stalls many of us is you are snacking too much. You are snacking in your eating window. You are not just sticking with your 3 or 2 meals a day. You are eating in between those meals. And the only time that your body is not digesting food is when you go to bed. It may not be enough for you. Having your meal and then going 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 hours between the next meal is a good thing for your body. And it helps to get into ketosis and stay in ketosis and not have to worry about, what you currently ate and how it affected you. So hopefully you're testing with blood. That's the most accurate way to test, but too much snacking can hurt all of us. So you say, okay, nuts are keto. So I'm just going to grab a handful, and then it's another handful. And then it's another handful. Or nut butters can be a huge culprit. Can you just have a tablespoon or two? Or do you grab the jar and have a spoonful while you add, have it with another snack? So you have to know what is your kryptonite and stay away from it. And nut butter was definitely one for me. Snacking on it just because it's keto doesn't mean it's going to stall you. And it did for me, definitely. Nut butters. And the third thing that I will say that stalled me and I was not able to lose weight was that I followed the classic ketogenic approach for a whole year and believed that other people were losing weight, so I should be able to lose weight too on this approach of 75% fat. Didn't work for me. In 2015, I started losing my hair, which was the result of hypothyroid, but I didn't know it. Losing my eyebrows, hair as well. And I decided to switch from low carb to keto. And I ate all the fat. I even ate butter, slices of butter. I ate everything. And I definitely feel that too much fat for those of us who may be over 40, may have autoimmune issues that we don't know about, may have other viruses. I also have chronic Epstein-Barr. We have hormones. Women have hormones, and that can play a role in how we lose weight. So having too much fat like if you're in your 20s, you may be able to eat the 75, even 80% fat. You may even be over 40 and successfully lose weight with that amount of fat. I am not one of those people. So I'm just saying, if you've been stalled for a month and you're doing the classic ketogenic approach of 75% fat, maybe you need to cut back to 70 or 65 or even 60. I will share one of the best books that helped me before I was diagnosed, or even after I was diagnosed with hypothyroid and the medication wasn't on the proper dosage yet, and I was still gaining weight, 6 months on Synthroid. I found Maria Emmerich's book, Protein Sparing Modified Fast. And that talks about reducing your fat. It's not forever. It's just to break a stall. It's just to, get past that hump of kicking your body back into fat burning mode. So that's a great book. I would highly suggest it if you are struggling. So those are the top 3 that I think causes stalls, but I will give you a bonus one. Oh, and I have more. I wrote a whole chapter in my book on breaking a stall. But I will give you a bonus one, is that you could be eating hidden sugars in some keto bars that you're buying or other keto packaged snacks and not even realize it. And that could be spiking your insulin. And then we all know that when your insulin is spiked, you cannot lose your stored body fat. So that could be something that you might have to look into. Watch for artificial sweeteners and things like that in packaged keto bars and snacks and such. All right, so how do we fix it, right? So the first thing I would do is say, go to ruledme.com or ketoadapted.com and type in your height and your weight and get the amount of calories and the fat macros, and the protein and the carbs, of course, would be 20. But do that, go to one of those calculators and see where you're at. If you're not tracking, how do you know how much you're even eating? So you can't really say, well, I'm not losing any weight. But if you don't know how many calories you're having, you have nothing to compare to and you have nothing to fix, right? So that would be my biggest, the first thing I would say. I would fast in between meals as my second thing. I would stop eating after 6 p.m. so that if you are not, if you're still snacking in between meals, at least stop your last meal at 6 so that your body has time to digest and actually get into fasting mode through the night. And hopefully you'll eat your first meal at, 10, 11, or 12 the next day. I would definitely reduce your fat. So when I mean reduce your fat, well, you're not going to up your carbs. You are going to have to up your protein. And that was a wonderful thing for me to do. I upped my protein, and I found that instead of grabbing like a fat bomb to enjoy or to hold me over after my lunch, to hold me over till the dinner, I actually increased my protein to about 35%, 40% some days, especially when I worked out with the trainer. And I was more satiated with eating more protein than I ever was with having a fat bomb or more fat. So it's something to consider. Up your protein. The other thing you can do is intermittent fasting. I do it every day. I usually have my last meal, although I'm testing myself this week, and I've been stopping my last meal at 3 p.m. and not having my coffee. So it's about 16 hours. I break my fast with coffee because I have heavy cream in it and collagen. So it technically breaks my fast, but my first meal is usually 11 or 12. But intermittent fasting is a great thing. So sometimes you can just change it up. You could eat your breakfast, you could eat your lunch and skip dinner. Or you could do like, what I just suggested, stop at 6 and don't eat till 12 the next day. Change it up, see what your body likes. The last thing I would say, especially because of me in my case with the hypothyroid, is if you've tried all these things for 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, you know what the next step is, right? You know what I'm going to say? You got to get tested. You got to get tested for mold toxicity, Lyme. You could get tested for all the thyroid panel, not just the TSH, because mine was normal 4 years and still is normal. I have a low T3 number at the bottom of the range, and that's how I knew I was hypothyroid. I had all the symptoms. And so if all these things aren't working and you are stalled for up to 3 to 6 months, then you need to go further with your testing. Have your thyroid panel checked out. Have the antibodies checked out to see if you have autoimmune or Hashimoto's. Check for mold. Check for Lyme. Check for high toxic metals. All these things can cause inflammation in your body, resulting in you not being able to lose weight. And if you have put in a diligent effort, at least you can go to your doctor and say, these are the things that I've done and my weight won't stabilize or I cannot lose any. So it's just something to think about. And I really hope that that helps you. My live last week was how to quit sugar for good. If you're new here, the week before that I did, and you can find these all on my Facebook page under live videos. I did a live on do calories matter on a keto diet? How much fat should you be having on a keto diet? How many carbs should you be having week after week? I try to support you with things that I know I dealt with and struggled with during keto in 2015. It was really a struggle. And I just assumed that I could be like everybody else and it would work for me, and it didn't. So these are the things that I hope that will help you from dealing with it as long as I have. So let me go to, I'm going to put my glasses on. Let me go to the couple emails that I had and see if I can answer those. And then I'll get to some of the Facebook questions that y'all have over here. If we missed the live, where can we get the info? I'm at a stall. If you're subscribed to my email, I'll send that to you. And you can also look, it's recorded. All right, so Nika says, I've been keto over a year. I've lost 70 pounds, but I haven't lost any weight or inches in measurement for 3 months. Oh, that is something to say. The scale does not tell you much. You should measure yourself with a, measurement tape. So, and take pictures, because really that's the way, and get your fat tested, your body fat tested. Go to a gym somewhere, get it tested, because that's the only way that the scale isn't very accurate. She says, I typically eat OMAD, which is 1 meal a day. Other than recently, since I've trying to change up my diet, I've tried at least to eat a 35% deficit. I've tried 20% deficit. I've tried limiting myself to 15 carbs a day. I've tried limiting the amount of fat we eat, and we've tried cutting out dairy. I measure everything with a scale. I'm super careful about avoiding maltodextrin and isomalt and aspartame. Oh my goodness, she has tried everything. We have seen some success on beef butter fast, but our weight fluctuated back up and settled back down. Neither my hubby or myself can get below. We mostly miss our non-keto Korean foods when we go home with family. So basically, I don't think she's done anything. I mean, she's done pretty much everything, but I do think dairy is the biggest culprit. Because that can cause inflammation in your body. And like I said, inflammation can have multiple effects, not only on digestion, but your endocrine system, your thyroid. It causes stress on your thyroid. So I would say if you've done all those things and you haven't fully cut out dairy, dairy is a big one, and it was a big one for me, and I needed to do that as well. Okay, so let's see if there's any other on the email. Well, I can't find it now, so let me go to the questions over here. Hi, Clarissa from New York. Patrick says, after losing 120 pounds, I've been on a stall for months. I can't do fat bombs anymore. I'm thinking if a reset after, oops, I just lost your, oh no, I just lost it. Where did it go? I was reading it and something happened. Oh no, I'm so sorry. Okay, I don't know what happened to it. Hi, Naomi from Maine, Trish from Nebraska. Julie from Wisconsin. Paula says, love my new cookbook of yours. Thank you so much for ordering. I'm still trying to find. Sandy says she's hypothyroid too. Trish says, can our bodies just become adaptive and need a shock or a switch up of what and when we are eating? Thoughts on intermittent fasting? Yes, hopefully I already covered that for you, Trish. But yeah, sometimes if your body's just like, I'm never hungry in the morning, so intermittent fasting in the morning is easy. But boy, is it a struggle to skip dinner. But I think your body totally needs to be shocked every once in a while, a new stressor, a good stressor, you know, and see if that will shake things up if you are struggling to lose weight. Babs, Hogan, it really depends on the percentage proportions of fat, protein, and carbs. Carbs, yes, everybody's percentage is going to be different. Yep, Dr. Jason Fung believes that we snack too often during the day. I totally agree. I have his book with Jimmy Moore on the guide to fasting. Kathy says magnesium helps my mood so much. Plus helps with leg cramps. Yep, I take it every night. 2 magnesium glycinate are my favorite thing to take right before, an hour before bed. Helps me totally fall asleep and calms my mind down. Steve Sally says, what's the best way to measure yourself with underwear or not wear on your body? So I usually have a sports bra on and underwear, and I have my husband do around my arms like this, my chest, with the same sports bra on every time, right above, right under my chest, rib cage, rib bones, right there at the belly button, and below the belly button, like your hip bones, and then one thigh. So I do all of those and pictures. Yeah. So hopefully that helps. I am sorry that I lost the other question that I was reading earlier. I'm not sure, maybe it's gone. I don't know. But anyway, I hope that helped you guys. And hopefully you are subscribed to my email so you'll know. Oh, actually, next Thursday, I am going to be flying out to Anaheim, California with my daughter for the first time ever. So I won't be able to do a live on Thursday. I'll be in the airport on and off all day. In a couple of planes, but I'm attending the National Expo West. Has anybody been there? And also, if you are from the area of Anaheim, California, please let me know any wonderful restaurants that I can eat a great keto, great keto meal with my daughter. It's her birthday, so we'll be celebrating her 17th birthday, and she gets to come with me to Expo West. I'll be at the booth with Sweetly Stevia, which is something that I've been using their liquid stevia since like 2012. So it's been a really long time. I'll be at their booth and signing booklets, and they're giving out a free recipe booklet for recipes that I've made for them. So I'd love it if you'd pop in. If you're attending on Friday, March 6th, that's where I'll be. So maybe I'll be able to do a live on the Wednesday. I will let you know, email subscribers, so make sure you're subscribed. And let me finish off with one question that I see from Deborah. I've had hypothyroid for 14 years, and during these years, I've never been balanced. I've lost 55 pounds in 10 and a half months, but it was in the first 6 months, and I've stalled on the scale, but have lost many inches. Well, that's good. We started merging onto a low-carb lifestyle, not a religious keto diet. I eat around 20 net carbs a day. I'm going to change up my calorie count. And also, I would say switch to total instead of net carbs, Deb. That did help me. So that might work for you. Total rather than just calories, total 20, because you could be eating 50 or 60 carbs total a day, even though you're eating 20 net carbs when you're subtracting the fiber. All right. Jasmine asked about Prove It. I had gotten samples of that in the beginning. I don't use any extra, how do you say it? Extra keto supplements to get into ketosis. I've never liked it. For me, it kind of makes me a little too wired, so I don't like it. And John C. says, thank you so much. Dairy is problematic. And Doc said I wasn't losing because at over 50 years of age, my metabolism has slowed down dramatically and I must move and exercise in some way, though I'm limited due to back and shoulder pain and degenerated discs. Yeah. So if you remove the dairy, that should help a lot. And I wish you the best and I hope it does. All right, everybody, I've kept you long enough. It's almost a half an hour. And I will see you next week. Maybe I can do a live from the airport or something. All right. Have a great day, everyone. Bye-bye for now.